Today's brief has been created with open source information readily available on the internet as well as books. However, take it with a pinch of salt because some aspects have been kept secret due to said country's Official Secrets Act, and sometimes Wikipedia is probably the best place to find the information. So sit back, relax, and let's get into today's briefing. HMS Unicorn. Oh, 1 minute, that's the wrong one. Right, we've got the right Unicorn this time. So, HMS Unicorn was a member of the Leda class 46-gun frigates built for the British Royal Navy. Originally ordered in 1817, the ship would not be laid down until February of 1822 on slip point number 4 at Chatham Dockyard in Kent. Taking about 2 years and 1 month to launch, launching into the River Medway on March 30th, 1824. Her hull would be 46.25 metres long, 12.3 metres in beam, and have a draft of just under 4 metres. She would require 1,000 oak trees to be built, and costing in those days is about £26,500. She would be designed with one gun deck, consisting of 28 18-pounder guns, which were 14 per broadside, 14 32-pounder carronades up in the quarterdeck, which were 7 per side, and on the forecastle she would have 2 9-pounder long guns and 2 32-pounder carronades. And finally, the ship's complement would consist of 315 officers and ratings. When Unicorn was launched, the Napoleonic Wars had just ended, and she was never to be rigged with mast and sail. She was anchored on the River Medway until the 1850s in a state of ordinary, in essence pretty much reserve, and in this period she would don her distinctive roof, designed to keep her upperworks and deck ready just in case she was required to come into a refit to have her mast and sails to join the active fleet. However, in 1824, she would be lent to the War Department to be used as a powder hulk for the Woolwich Arsenal, and in this guise she would last for a few years until returning to Chatham in 1857. By the 1860s, the age of the ironclad and steam propulsion was coming into effect, and the Industrial Revolution was in full swing. Warrior and Gloire was in the water, and made everything that preceded it obsolete overnight. And so, Unicorn would not get her masts, and she would not get to join the fleet, and she wouldn't get to fire her guns in a ship-to-ship action. One might think that this might be the end for a ship's life. Well, you think again. But Unicorn would go on a cruise, her first and only cruise, and this would be a 400 nautical mile trip from the River Medway to Dundee in Scotland in 1862 for a new life as a training ship. In 1873, she would be commissioned as the Royal Navy Reserve drill ship, designed to teach what would be reservists how to do naval drill until the next year when she would be lent to the Clyde Division of the Royal Navy Volunteer Reserve, where she would remain teaching volunteers drill. In the turn of the century, and after the commissioning of HMS Dreadnought, she would be turned over to the East Scottish Division of the Royal Navy Volunteers Reserve. She would technically change her name 3 times, the first being in 1926 when she changed her name to Unicorn 2, and again in 1939 when her name was changed to Cressy, and then back to Unicorn in 1941. In 1959 she would be moved to Camperdown Dock, and again in 1962, but moving to the Victoria Dock. After the latter move, the Unicorn Preservation Society was founded, and there were plans to turn her into a museum. After the plans were accepted, the MOD handed Unicorn over to the Unicorn Preservation Society, with the jury mast and forecastle being removed. It would take her a further 5 years of work to get her open to the public. She remains the youngest wooden-walled warship still afloat in the United Kingdom, being beaten by her sister ship HMS Trincomalee. She resides in Dundee as a museum ship, however currently at the moment she is closed due to COVID-19. In the near future I would like to visit the ship and do a video tour of the ship if they would let me. However, I think that will be after next year's deployment and after COVID has ceased to hopefully exist. Thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Before you go, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with my latest videos, as well as commenting, and if you want to, subscribe to the Patreon page to support the channel. All I need to say is, here's a sneak peek at next week's video.